It's been a while since I've been able to do one of these Doctor Who product reviews, however I'm very excited to finally be able to do one again. It is of course another Doctor Who vinyl record review. In today's review I'm going to be taking a look at the 4th Doctor serial, The Pirate Planet, which has of course been released as a part of the Demon Music Group Who vinyl series. Now this episode was of course originally written by Douglas Adams, does of course feature Tom Baker as the 4th Doctor alongside John Leeson as K9 and Mary Tam as Romana as a part of the Key to Time series. Now, The Pirate Planet is an episode of Doctor Who that I knew was popular, however, up until a few years ago, I'd never seen it. And then during COVID, during lockdown, I did a little bit of a Tom Baker marathon, and I finally got to see the story and understand why people like it so much. So it's very exciting to see this episode released as a part of the Who vinyl series, with once again some brand new exclusive, unique cover artwork, and of course a very pretty vinyl on the inside. So this vinyl is of course available from the usual retailers, Amazon, I do believe HMV may also be getting stock as well. Generally it's available online and the recommended retail price is around £30-ish. And as always with this series, it does tend to be a thing where once they go out of stock, they do tend to go out of stock for good. Some of the earlier releases in this series are now considerably rare, the likes of The Underwater Menace, which I've seen on eBay the other day for around £200. So yes, that is very expensive indeed. The artwork for The Pirate Planet, as always, is the main event. Made especially for the record release, it fits the sleeve perfectly, whilst also doing something a little bit different. One of my favourite things about these artworks is how they tend to focus on one key aspect of the story, be it a character or a scene, and then leave the usual stuff, the likes of the Doctor and the companion, absent. Everyone contemplating purchasing this release knows about The Pirate Planet as a story, they know the 4th Doctor is in it, they know Romana is the companion, and they probably already have the story in multiple formats already. We don't need to see the same components being crammed in and used over and over again, so let's just focus on one. This time we have a perfectly detailed recreation of the pirate captain. The various shades of red create a lovely textured effect on the coat, replicating the creases. This is complemented by the alignment of circular bolt-looking things running around the side of the jacket, accompanied by stitches. Of course, the pirate captain is a Frankenstein-esque blend of humanoid and bulky cyborg parts, how very sci-fi indeed, and the arm is excellently replicated, complete with panels and circuits. The bendy bit at the elbow looks incredibly steampunk, and the top looks more technical with buttons and wires. This is all given an orange sheen. The star of the show is of course the robot parrot, naturally. He sits on the pirate captain's shoulders looking excellent as ever, and he is a rather bizarre looking design. I think this is one of the first times the Who vinyl series has depicted a human face on a front cover. The way the colours have been used is rather effective. Various blocks of shade make up the outline of the head, with the various cybernetic components being presented at the top effectively. The current era Doctor Who logo has been used as always, and the use of darker colour in the background really makes this pop. The lettering has been picked out with a pretty silver embossing, looking very smart indeed, and this logo has really grown on me over the past few years. At the top and below the logo there is the BBC logo, as well as a story title printed in a bold white typeface. The bottom states that this release features the original TV soundtrack. The background of the image at its most basic looks surprisingly like the British countryside, complete with hills and the impression of grass at the bottom, replicated using an almost wash effect. The central base can be seen on top of the hill, again looking very sci-fi and bold, and I love the detailing of the little windows, looking very much like a spaceship. Down from this we also have a number of valuable looking crystals, and a dazzling reddy orange glow has been used here. And then on the opposite side we have a group of Mentiads in orange cloaks walking down the side of the mountain. The sky has a really subtle starfield design, along with a giant, probably stolen planet in the main focus at the top corner. The cover art is lovely. It's not my favourite, but it's used some really nice colours and summarises what I love about this series so much. It's different, bold and stylish. The record does come wrapped in cellophane to protect it, and on the front cover there is the usual Who vinyl sticker. This is always one of my favourite parts of these releases, as it always provides an incredibly creative name for the vinyl pattern. This time we have a Sky Demon splatter. What does this mean? Who knows? The back of the record features the usual design included on all of the Who vinyl releases, featuring the TARDIS whooshing through the vortex, with the colours being taken directly from the colour palette seen on the front cover. As always, I love the way that the colours bounce off the side of the TARDIS, the reds and oranges being reflected within the TARDIS windows, and even picking out some of the smaller details within the box, such as the subtle wood grain effect. The rest of the box is relatively basic, yet effective. The front is dark as it faces away from the light, but the police public call box signage glows an ominous red. The TARDIS lamp shines bright, acting as a good focal point, and I really do love this design, and as always it makes each release feel uniform and consistent. The vortex is made up of lots of crazy swirls and patterns, making up the time tunnel design. This appears to be whizzing around the TARDIS in a rather electrified manner. The centre is made up of yellows and oranges, fading into red. Then the remainder uses the minty blues and greens, which make up the central base and hillside on the front cover. At the bottom there is the usual company information along with the usual credits. This episode stars Tom Baker, it's written by the one and only Douglas Adams, with linking narration to explain the visual elements in the story by John Leeson himself, who does of course play K9. Opening up the record, we are greeted in the centre by the entirety of the casting credits. Surrounding this, we have a dark background and a shooting star pattern covering the full double sleeve. Again, this is made up of the colours used on the front cover. The top of the vinyl sleeve states the story's original BBC air dates, and the bottom corner gives a list of credits for both those people who have worked on the initial 70s production, as well as this 2022 record release. As always, a big thumbs up to Unt Creative and John Conlon for creating the art for these releases. I'm always torn when it comes to images being used on these releases, but I think it would have been quite nice to maybe see a few pictures from the TV story itself, either within the gatefold sleeve or on the record protector sleeves. And speaking of the sleeves, for those who have collected this series for a long time, you will know exactly what to expect. On one side we have a full list of the casting credits for each story, and then we also have the exact air date for the episode above this, along with some production credits and a little story synopsis. It kind of reminds me of a TV guide listing. This is really simple but effective. Flipping over to the other side, we have the more crazy vortex action once again returning, lovely greens and an orange and yellow emanating from the centre, complete with the TARDIS. It's really satisfying how each release has this design, but will feature ever so slightly different colours being used. The sleeve is made of good quality card and does the job of protecting the record from scratches. So now let's take a look at what the Sky Demon splatter is all about. This time we have a clear regular vinyl with some shooting rays of pinky red and blue, shooting out from the centre like a shooting star. As always, this will vary between each record, making them unique. One of mine is ever so slightly bluer than the other, which again is a lovely niche when it comes to these records. As always, this is gorgeous and is much more exciting than simply just a regular black vinyl, finishing off the product smartly. So there we have it, that is my review of Doctor Who The Pirate Planet as released as a part of the Demon Music Group Who vinyl series. I really hope you have enjoyed this review. As always with these releases, they are quite obscure, and if you're somebody who collects Doctor Who vinyls, you're no doubt addicted to buying this series already and being able to line up all of the pretty artworks. If you're somebody who is intrigued by this release, maybe take a look at a few other reviews. I think overall for presentation, I always expect high quality from Demon Music Group, and that is exactly what they provide. A really lovely cover artwork. I always love the colours that they use. It's very vibrant, it pops, even down to the embossing on the logo. It feels very high quality, and of course they do always provide absolutely stunning vinyls which will look excellent on your turntable if you decide to play this release. So this is once again another one of those vinyls where you don't particularly buy it for the content because you've no doubt seen The Pirate Planet a number of times already, certainly if you're probably contemplating buying this release. But yes, it's a lovely collector's item for your vinyl collection, and yes, it's great to have this series back once more after quite a few months away. So thank you very much for watching this review. I really hope you have enjoyed it. Do of course stay tuned on The Host Productions for regular Doctor Who content. Have a nice day, and I shall see you all next time. Bye for now.